Have you ever sat back and realized that you're the only one always calling, texting, checking in, showing up? But when you stop, everything goes quiet. No calls, no messages, no, are you okay? Where have you been? It's like the entire friendship only exists because you're keeping it alive. And in this video, we're talking about the letter O. It's for one-sided friendships. What they look like, why they hurt so much, and the truth that you may not want to hear. So, grab a snack, come on back, and let's get into O for one-sided friendships. Hey, my beautiful people. It's your girl, Lexi. And we're back today with our series, The ABCs of Toxic Friendships and Relationships. And this series, oh my goodness, it's been opening eyes, healing hearts, and telling truths, right? That a lot of us had to learn the hard way. And you know I have my notes always. And today we are on the letter O. O is for one-sided friendships or relationships. And love, if you've ever felt like you were doing all the giving, all the loving, and all the showing up, this one is definitely for you. What is a one-sided friendship? You may ask. A one-sided friendship is exactly what it sounds like. It's a friendship where one person is pouring and the other person is just receiving, right? So it's when you're the person that you call and check in every day. You're the person that, makes the arrangements so you all can hang out or see each other. You're the person that's always wishing happy birthday or happy holiday, asking about the loved ones, doing all the things. But if you didn't call, they're not worried about you, right? You check in. Like I said, you remember the birthdays. You show up, you support, and you listen. You always listen because that's what a good friend does, right? And them, they show up when it's convenient. When it's convenient for them, right? Or when they need something from you, right? You don't hear, if you don't call them, let's say you're sick, you don't call, you're not gonna hear nothing. But when they need you, they're gonna pop up. They're gonna pop up. And let's get real with the signs, okay? Let's talk about that. Because sometimes we don't even realize that we're in a one-sided relationship. A lot of times we don't. And I think a lot of times subconsciously, we don't want to believe it, right? We don't want to think that, God, I'm the only one that calls or does anything. We never want to think that, right? We just want us to be like, no, it's not me, that kind of thing. But you're always the one reaching out. That's your first clue. You're always the one reaching out, the only one. Conversations feel one-sided, right? You're talking and telling them about everything that's going on and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. They're not even listening. They're not even paying attention. They're not even interested, right? And you're so excited about your news or something that's happened in your day or with your family or something. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't celebrate you the way you celebrate them. They don't. They don't. You go all out with the birthdays and the anniversaries and their kids and all the things, right? And you barely get a thank you. They don't celebrate you. When it's your birthday and stuff, it's like, oh, was it your birthday? You know, that kind of thing, that kind of energy, right? You feel drained after interacting with them. That's a big one, right? And that should be one of your clues. That should be a big context clue. You feel drained after interactions. It's to the point where sometimes even I think you may look, if they ever call you, you're like, you know, that kind of thing. You get those phone calls sometimes, you're like, oh, I don't want to be bothered with this. I don't want to take this call, but you do. That's one of those feelings, right? They disappear when you need support, right? You're always supporting them. We're going to use YouTube for an example because that's where we are right now. So let's talk about YouTube. And you can list other ones in the comments too that are not social media related. But for this purpose, we're going to use social media. Okay, let's say here on YouTube, for instance, you go to every one of their live streams, right? You're there to support. You're there to do all the things. You know, they need a screenshot. They need help with their title. They need this. They need that. Ooh, what should I talk about? What should I do? Da-da-dee-dee-dee. And you're there to help, right? You're the first one there when they go live. Then, you know, you give them the good feedback afterwards and all of that, right? You do all of that. But then when, let's say you go live or, you know, you need some help with something, working on something. Maybe you're posting a video or you need help and you know that they know how to do some of the things that you don't or whatever. You can't even find them. They're not available. And if you ask them to show you something, they maybe won't do it. You know, so it's that kind of energy, you know? It's that kind. So if you're feeling like that, I haven't really had that instance per se so much, but if you are feeling that, that's one-sided. They're not supporting you. They disappear when you need the support, right? Or in personal things, you know, at home. You know, you're like, oh my God, you know, I'm not feeling well today, or something's going on with the kids, or something's going on here, or I've got a big presentation at work and I just need some feedback, or I just needed to talk to you. You always make me feel better, whatever. And they're not around. They don't reciprocate. They don't return your call. None of those things. That's one-sided. That's one of your clues. You know, and you make excuses, like I said earlier, for their behavior. Oh, no, you know, she's just busy, or, you know, her hours are so different than mine, or he's busy, you know, he does a lot of stuff after work, or he has to do different things before he gets home and blah, blah, blah. So I know that's why he's not, that kind of thing, right? It's that kind of situation. You make so many excuses for these people, right? And the big one, the big one, if you stop putting in that effort, right? You stop putting in the effort, the friendship disappears because you won't hear nothing from them. You won't hear a thing. Silence, silencio. That's it. You will hear nothing from them because you're the one keeping this whole friendship alive. They're not going to get in touch with you because they don't really give a damn. And they, and low key, right? This goes with animosity and everything else. They probably have that animosity towards you. It's that comparison. It's all that kind of stuff, right? So they're not trying to get in touch with you. No, they're not. They're not. And that right there is your answer. That is your answer, right? And why do we stay? Why do we stay in these type of friendships? You know, let's talk about that part because nobody likes to admit it, right? Why do we stay? Sometimes it's history, you know, and that's one of my things. Sometimes it's history. You know, like You have friends that you've been friends with since you were in school, or friends with them forever, right? And you're like, well, I don't want to, I don't want to not be friends with them anymore and whatever, right? We've been friends forever. Or it's that loyalty, right? You're loyal. You're a loyal person, so it's that loyalty. The fear of being alone, right? Because some of us, maybe that's our only friend, the only friend that we have. And we don't want to be alone because it's hard making friends, right? It's hard bonding with someone who, you feel like they have your best interests at heart, but they never did, right? And it's hard making those connections. It's so hard making those. And there's a young lady that I mentioned in one of my last letters in the series. And she's one of those people that she is a diehard for her friends. She does everything. She does parties for them. She cooks for them. She goes and runs errands for them. She does it all. She does it all. And she's somebody who's very guarded, and they don't come to her house. She's not inviting you to her place. She's not doing any of that, right? But she's that friend. She's that good friend, right? But is there the reciprocation there? No. And she's that good friend doing all that because she's scared to lose that connection because that's her only friend. Or the person who we talked about a few letters back who had a friend and she was so excited they were going to the movies, and she got up at 5 a.m. to get ready for a movie that wasn't until 5 or 6 in that night, right? And she was scared to even call the lady her friend because she's like, well, I've known her for like over 6 years, but I don't know, should I say she's my friend? But she was so giddy and excited to be going on a date with her friend, right? Going to the movies, going to get something to eat, having a girls' night, right? And these are the things, right? When you're a one-sided friend, these are the things, or hoping that they'll change, hoping that relationship will change. No, sometimes it's because we've been conditioned to overgive. We have been conditioned. A lot of us have been conditioned from childhood to overgive and overextend ourselves, right? A lot of us have. We do it all the time, right? With shitty consequences a lot of times, right? We do it. We're, always taught to be the strong one, right? Our parents taught us that. The reliable one. Right? You're taught to be the reliable one. The one who holds everything together for your friend group, right? Or for your specific friend or that relationship, that partner. We're the ones that hold everything together, right? They don't do that for us. They don't. We're the ones that remember all the dates and remember their favorite color and their favorite dessert and their favorite food. And we send it over when they're sick and we do all the things. They don't give a damn about us if any of that is going on with us. That's just the real truth of the matter. And we do all of those things even when it's breaking us. Even when it's breaking us, we still do it because we're loyal, right? And here's the truth. A healthy friendship is mutual. It's a mutual connection between two or more people. It's mutual, right? Sex in the City, mutual. 4 girlfriends doing things together, helping each other, loving on each other when something goes wrong. It was mutual, right? Or girlfriends, mutual, right? Living Single, mutual. And if you don't know those shows, Google them. But those are examples of girlfriends, mutual friendships, right? And there's so many others, to use in comparison, right? You shouldn't have to be that one who does everything. You shouldn't have to be, it's not perfect sometimes, a mutual friendship, but it's balanced, right? It's balanced. There are lots of times when you don't get to talk to each other or anything, but once you do, you hit it off just where you left off. Like no time has been lost. No time has been lost. But you shouldn't have to beg for attention from somebody. You shouldn't have to beg for attention, not at all. Or chase that connection. No, no. Or prove your worth to someone. How many times can you prove it that you're a good friend or a good relative or good partner? You shouldn't have to do any of that. You shouldn't have to. If someone only shows up when you pour into them, they're not in a friendship with you. They're benefiting from you. They're using you. They're not in a friendship with you. That's not a friendship. And I have to keep doing that in quotes because, a lot of times we put that label on things. Like somebody came into the live stream and they said, oh, my friend, blah, 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 and they did this and they did that. I said, then that wasn't your friend, honey. That wasn't your friend. You're using that term, but those were never your friends. Never. Never your friends, right? So, what do we do, right? What can you do? Pull your energy back. Pull it back. Stop overextending yourself. You keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, and they don't reciprocate. Stop it. Stop doing it. Stop putting in all that extra energy. Believe me, you will feel so much better. The stress and everything will be lifted off your shoulders. You will feel so much better. Observe. Don't chase. Observe them. Observe what's going on. Don't chase them. Don't. And let people show you who they are, right? What did Maya Angelou say? Maya Angelou said, when somebody who shows you who they are, believe them. Believe it, beloved. Believe it. And most importantly, choose people who choose you. Choose the people who choose you, who want to spend time with you, who are inspired by you, who are like, they want to hear how your day was going. They want to spend that time with you. They're hanging on your every word, right? That's your friend who has your back when things are down, when you're depressed, when you're having a bad day or something. That person who's not going to walk away from you. They're always going to be there to support you. Those are your people. That's your tribe. That's your tribe right there, right? Not sometimes. You don't want somebody who's sometimey, right? And not when it's convenient for them. Not at all. But consistent, right? You want it to be a consistent relationship. Not when it's convenient for them, right? So if this letter O resonated with you, if it resonated with you, I want you to know something. That you are not too much. You were just giving your energy to people who were giving you too little. That part, you're never too much. Never, never. That ends right here. That ends right here. Now you know what to do, right? We just talked about it. So that ends here, right? I just want you to know that I appreciate you all so much. I thank you. I thank you for the reception that this series is getting. I'm so excited. So excited and excited to give more. My God, what do we have left? Not that many letters left now. I think we're on number 15, right? Maybe. There are only 26 letters in the alphabet. We're almost done with this. We're more than halfway through this. And I'm so sad to see it end. I'm so sad to see it end. But the next one is going to be P. So put down in the comments, what do you think P stands for? What do you think we're going to be talking about with the letter P? What do you think? I got some good suggestions too for letter O's. So thank you to everyone that gave a suggestion because I loved them. I love them. And who knows, I may do a video on those on another date. Maybe. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. So I just want to tell you, I love you plenty. And I hope that you know that I do. And I see you. I see each and every one of you. And that's why I'm doing this series. Because you're not alone. You know, you're not alone. So many of us are dealing with these issues. So you're not alone at all. At all. Right? And I'm so proud of you, you know, for sticking it through. Right? For knowing yourself, knowing your worth. Right? And realizing what we're talking about here and going, wow. You know, and making those changes, right? Making those changes to protect yourself, your peace, your heart, and all of that. Because no quote unquote friendship or relationship is worth any BS. It's not, especially if it's not a mutual connection with mutual love and respect from all parties, right? So, we'll see you for the next letter in the series, the letter P. I wonder what that's going to be. Nah, I already know, but I'm not telling. So, we'll see you soon. Deuces.